Good morning, Muscle Car Corner here. Here at Mecum, day 2. Yesterday was a great day. I got, I think 18 videos uploaded from about 11 o'clock yesterday morning on till about 5. And hope you guys enjoyed that. Wide variance of all different types of vehicles, including motorcycles. Just enjoying another day. I'm running a little late this morning. I slept in. I was tired. So it's gonna be a great day today. I want to see what we got in store for us. All over, there's just so many cars, so many trucks, so many motorcycles, so many specialty vehicles. It's wide open. But we'll go on and run on into one of the tents here and see what we got going on. Get a walking video going. And second day of the auction, not real busy, which I like, so I can get filming done without a lot of people around. They got plenty to eat here as well. It's set up like a midway. It's pretty cool.
Did you enjoy his music?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Very much. All
Was it that earth gathering?
Amazing cars in that tent there, that building. We'll go through that later. I'm going to go through one of the outer tents here. And I'll tell you what, it's nothing but muscle cars here. It's just crazy the amount of cars they've got. It's just the amount of muscle cars they have. There's regular vehicles and whatnot, but like that Lincoln Blackwood. But we'll go on in here and see what we got going on. Yesterday I did look at that Boss 9. Love a 67 Corvette convertible. Black with a red stinger. Just an amazing car. This is a top flight award car. Bloomington Gold certified. This is the 400 horse. In 67 you had the 390 horse 427, and you could opt to get the 400 horse with air conditioning, but you couldn't get the 435 horse with air conditioning. So this was the one you picked if you wanted the performance and air conditioning. So this thing is 300 to 315. It's an L68. So 3 motors available in big blocks in 1967. And I tell you what, this thing as a roadster, it is just amazing. $38,869 the mileage. It has the optional headrest on it. Those were an option in 67. Growing up around these cars, our neighbor Doc Smith had one. It was a coupe, 427, 400 horse, 4-speed. He was our resident doctor in New Smyrna Beach in the 70s. You'd always hear him crank that car at any given time of the day or night. And he'd be on his way to look at some people that need his assistance pretty bad. So these cars are near and dear to my heart. I've been in one of these at 160 mile an hour. I was banging on the speedometer peg, sitting in the back of a coupe going down Highway 40, heading to Volusia County Speedway. And I'll never forget that ride. Thank God one of the tires didn't blow at that speed, because we would have been SOL. Love these Boss 9s. And this one I did do a video on yesterday. Just a beautiful vehicle. This Catalina is a super special vehicle. It's got a Mickey Thompson block in it. It's a 4-speed car. Just crazy. Big old car, but it is cool. Love this 396, 350 horse El Camino. SS 396 Camino. With air induction. Cal induction. These Caminos were a force to be reckoned with if you could get them to hook up. All that horsepower, no weight in the bad boy. A buddy of mine had one. We used to bolt lead weight in the right rear of it so you get a better grip at launch. Love me a big block SS El Camino. Just super sweet. We looked at this SS 396 convertible yesterday. Just a beautiful piece. Love me a 78 Trans Am special edition. Something going on in the front bumper on that thing. Ooh. Somebody should have replaced that. I owned and drove one of these for 13 years. I loved it. I used to tow my boat with it. As a matter of fact, all that torque from that 400. I used to tow a 15-foot Baja with a 150 on it. And it towed it just fine. It's kind of an oddball year on Z28s, 1977. They were down on horsepower tremendously through these years, but they were still a cool car, and it's a 4-speed car as well. So back in the day, we used to yank those heads and motor out and whack it and put some nice 202s on it or some aluminum heads and get the performance back up with the right heads and the 11.5 to 1 pistons in it. Then we're talking, but when they were 150 horsepower or something, they were just a slug. We got some Stangers here, some Shelbys. Look at this pace car, SS 396 pace car. Super sweet. T-Bird, beautiful paint on it. Here's one from my buddy Geraldo. Geraldo, if you're looking, take a look at this this VW, a 57 oval window ragtop. Not a huge VW guy, but man, I've restored a lot of these things back in the day. They were really easy to restore, but everything had to be blocked by hand on these. We'd take the fenders off to block them and secure them. You'd have to use a pad on it to block them down properly because you have so many curves in it. But cool looking design in the back, 57, pretty neat. We got some old ones here, boy. Look at that. 1919 Studebaker. Light 6 touring sedan. Wow. Pretty cool. Oh. Sorry, I had to take a water break. You talking about a wild looking Pontiac. This is crazy. Man, Pontiac had some neat styling back in the day. This was their version of a 56. Now you take a look at this and then take a look at a 56 Chevrolet and big difference. Pretty amazing car. Big Pontiac fan. I've never seen one of these. A Star Sheet Chief. Wow. Quite an amazing piece, I'll tell you. Look at the insignia, how it was back in the day of Pontiac. That's neat. God, this thing's amazing. You'll see it coming down the road, that's for sure. Look at that Galaxy. 406 Galaxy. If you look back on my videos from Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals, Hemi Eddie restored Strickland 63 lightweight Galaxy, and it had a 406 in it. And I'm not familiar with the 406. I know about the 390 and the 427, but the 406 was one that I didn't really know about, you know. And I was going to try to get the hood open on it. There we go. Take a look under the hood on this thing. It is spectacular. 406. Love the old bags for the washer fluid. They didn't come up with reservoirs till after this period. Early 60s. I think it was mid 60s they came out with that. It's a boat, but it's a cool car. This was a big car in NASCAR back in the day. This Galaxy 500 with a slant back window. It's a big old boy, but it's cool. Man, a lot of car. These quarter panels, as a body man, you look at these things and say, holy cow, can you imagine putting a quarter on this thing? Oh my gosh. It's as long as some VWs. Neat stuff. Let's take a look at this 57 Bel Air convertible. Oh man. And what's sitting next to it is super neat. God, I love this thing. It's not a fuel injection. It's the 283 and 100 to 125,000. Never thought I'd see these cars get up to this kind of money. It's done right. Whoever did this car, just it's straight. Every piece of chrome looks good on it. Just simply amazing. Now let's take a look at this California Corvette. It is black on black on black. Fuel injection at that. Very rare. 20,000 miles on it. It's a big brake fuelie convertible. Ooh, 150 to 200,000. Let's take a look at this fuelie. Old Zora Duntov, he's the man who came up with that fuel injection unit that came on the Corvettes and the 57s and 57. Now this is a 60. It was still a trunk car back then. Look at that. This thing is just amazing. 20,000 miles on this thing. Just simply beautiful. Look at those hubcaps. Neat. I think 62 was the last year of the trunk car. I like a Corvette with a trunk. It's really cool. I've got an 02 Z06 and it's got a trunk and I love it. I love these early 60s models. This thing in white doesn't look near as good as the other one there in black. This is a fuelie too. Just a beautiful piece. Now, you know, in 67, not a lot of people ordered a white with a blue stinger on it. I think this is a really neat color combination on this car. I love that marina blue on the stinger. It is sweet. I've always wanted one of these. It's a 435 Bloomington Gold certified, 22,000 original miles on it, 200 to 225,000, with a white blue stinger, blue gut. This car is amazing. The only thing it's missing is the side pipes. You know, I would have checked the box for the off-road pipes on it. You know, growing up around these, I just love the sound of them with those side pipes. They're just amazing. But this was sold at Yanko, apparently. It's a Yanko sold Corvette. Yeah. Just a cool looking car in white. I really like it. You know? And you look at this one in white. But take a look at this 55 Corvette and this space age bubble top on top of it. What do we got going up here? We got something going on. Car's got a mind of it. Car's got a mind of its own. Get out of the way. Ooh, look at this little dart coming up here, or barracuda. Dang. That's cool. It don't sound that good, but sure looks cool. Up in the air, narrow grin. Nice. Anyway, let's look at this 57 with this crazy futuristic bubble top on that somebody made custom for this, because this is definitely not original. One of 15 in copper, this copper color, Bloomington gold. Doesn't say anything about the top, but you imagine riding around with that on there? It makes it look like it's something right out of the 50s at a Autorama show or something, you know? Super cool. 55 Corvette. This color is just amazing on this car. Well, move on to the next one. Here we got an unbelievable example of a L88. It's called Certified NCRS. Back in the day at Cypress Gardens when they had the NCRS show, that's where I got my Corvette certified. I got to meet Zora, probably one of the last meets he went to. And he was on up there in the 80s in age, and got a cool talk with him. And, you know, I asked him what was his favorite Corvette that he was involved with. And, you know, he picked out a 74 big block Vet. I have no idea why. 308 gear, 4-speed. He said he just loved that car. And 74, which was a low performance big block, but it had a lot of torque. So it was a quick car even in its own right. But this L88 is amazing. Dr. Peter Jimenez. Read that when you get a moment. I love the hood on L88. It's just one of the coolest hoods ever. And this car is just amazing. I don't think I've ever seen this color. It's called Cordovan Maroon. And I've only seen a handful of these in this color combination. Estimate is 600 to 800,000 is what the estimate is on it. I was trying to see what the numbers was on how many L88s they did produce. It doesn't state. Well, let's take a look at this L88. There's the monster right there. Monster lurking under the hood. These things were full out race motors. They were just made to run full throttle and beat the heck out of it, you know. This car is an amazing, looks like amazing survivor with a paint. The engine and compartment looks original on it, so these things were amazing. It's still got the smog pump on it. Just a beautiful example of one of GM's finest under the hood. You know, here's the original window sticker, 6511 back in the day. The 4-speed was $253. Special brake assist, big brakes, $342. Posi traction, $48. But that L88 cost $947 is what it was over and above. You could go buy another car for the price you spent on the motor on this car. You know, back then you could buy a used car for $1,000, no doubt. So that's crazy. Let's take a look inside this beautiful piece of GM history. I never got to ride one of these, never got the throttle one. I just would like to have, you know, to buy one to make that happen. Wow. This car has got 12,000 miles on it. 12K. Door shuts like butter. Well, I'll tell you what. It's a unique color, unique car, unique engine. This thing is just a time capsule. You know, and these cars were bought to put on the drag strip. If you had an LA8 Vet, you had the baddest Vet ever. There's just nothing like it. Well, let's move on to another one. Talking about Pink Cadillac. Wasn't it a Bruce Springsteen song, Pink Cadillac? That's the one right there. That's when he did the song on, I believe. LOL. 1962 Pink Cadillac. Let's see what else we got here. It's interesting. 33 Rolls Royce. Quite amazing. 27 Cadillac, model 314B, touring sedan. That's a big boy there. You can put some big people in that car. 68 Morgan. Here we go. 427, 63 and a half Galaxy. 500 R code, 427 car. Big car, but a lot of torque. See all the specs on it. Factory cast iron long tube headers. That's neat. It's got a picture of them right there. A collector. These cars were just a amazing piece for a big car. They were quick. I believe they ran in the 11s, if I'm not mistaken, which is saying a lot for a big old car like this. 480 foot-pound of torque. You know what's crazy? Looking at numbers, I was looking at some numbers earlier on 383, 7383, which produced just like 460 foot-pound torque. I have a 383. And this one is 420. No, it's this is torque on it. 425 horse, so 480 foot-pound torque. It's a big block Mopars right there, torque-wise. Just comparing the two. And these were far from what a 383 was built with the parts on the inside. You know, the steel crank and balance blueprint. Well, I'll tell you what. This is a neat piece. Big old car, but man, these things were cool. Let's move on to another one. Ooh, 557. Big block in this thing. Hello. Keith Black, 555, 557. Nice. Set up like a road racing car. 557. There we go. Let's take a look at this 557. Pretty nice. Keith Black, big block. Well, we got a bunch of Cadillacs here. Bunch of caddies. Look at all those wings. That's cool. Bunches of wings. Look at all these caddies. Pretty cool. The big fin cars. Take a look at this 74 DiMasso Pantera. $2,478 miles on this car. That's right, 2478. You know, these cars were amazing. My dad, me and him went to Daytona Lincoln Mercury when I was a kid in late 70, early 71. And he wanted one of these. He had a Lincoln Mark III, a 1970 model. And so we went to the Lincoln Mercury dealer in Daytona, and they had a yellow 71 sitting on the showroom floor, and we got to ride in it and do a test drive. I sat right in the passenger seat in between my dad's legs. I was a kid, and the salesman turned that thing on down Nova Road at about, shifted out a second, over 100 mile an hour. And that was our test drive for a 71 Pantera back in the day. We did end up with one, not that one, but the one I have now was my dad's car. And I traded him a Pro Street S10 that I built that he loved. And I've had the car for almost 40 years now. And it's coming time where it's going to go bye-bye. Muscle Car Corner loves a Pantera, but I've had it too long. It's time to move on, even though it's Pop's car, you know. I told him I'd eventually have to sell it, and it's coming close to the day when that's going to happen. So, waiting for a little money. I was scared to bring it to this auction just due to uncertain on money. But with the new president in office, I think everything's going to come around, and all the collector cars are going to come back up in price. But pretty neat story about Muscle Car Corner back in the day. Did a test drive on one of these, brand new. Never forget that ride. It was cool. Made me a Pantera fan for life. Wow, look at that Grand Sport. It's a replica car, of course, but super sweet. That was the most unique hood ever on a car, I think. Look at that. Leather buckles. .560 horsepower in this bad boy. It will rock and roll. Well, let's head on over to another tent. I'm going to go ahead and end this video at 30 minutes. And we will go ahead and leave you with this. Look at these caddies. Muscle Car Corner sign out. Hope you love the videos. If you do, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And I sure appreciate y'all. Take care.